Good morning, everyone. I'm Naseeb, and today I will be introducing you to the painting titled as Wail by Satish Gujral, made in 1953. I will be talking about the color and the social background of the painting, and we'll try to decode the techniques and the process that's been implanted. So let's go ahead. Yeah. So first, talking about the theme and color palette. The painting, the follows the a very dull color palette. There is no use of bright color, which makes sense because painting is not about the life joy of life. It's depicting the sorrow. The karuna ras is present in the picture and in the painting. So there is a use of very dull earthy colors, and using these colors are making the painting more authentic and natural, because these all colors seem to occur naturally in the nature, and which this is a color palette, and we can easily observe all the colors seem very natural in nature. They seem to be appear like colors of ash of persons, or stones, or sand, or soil. So this does make it does give an essence of being authentic, and a very a pleasing painting. Again, there is no use of bright colors, as one can observe. So the painting not depicting the what kind of emotion they are portraying. The sadness is being reflected. The emptiness of life has been reflected through use of such colors. Yeah, talking about the depth, use of darker color is used in a painting to to provide a dimension within a picture, and as we know, using a darker color does make a figure uh, look shorter, and so the color dark has been used in a very appropriate manner to bring a depth. Within a same technique used in distance and composition, the overlapping of subject has been used to further extend the dimensions, and as we move along the subjects, the color is also shifting. The first, there is a bright color, then there is a maroon color, a much denser, and third, there is like the color have become totally translated into darker shade. Thus this tells about the how the depth has been increasing, how the distance has been portrayed through the overlapping of the subject and the colors and the composition that's been made by the size of the subject. um, Now, talking about the harmony and strokes, the strokes are very much visible in this wall painting, and I think the strokes is what makes this painting a more of an eye treat, because the strokes are very well planted. There is a use of quantity and a various length of strokes to bring a harmony within the painting. And oh, there is no straight lines, which makes it uh, which does bring a certain essence into a painting. The emphasis, the emphasis all about what's been focused on. So the emphasis goes on a person, old person, because whenever I still see a picture, I can't even really put my eyes on the background or the other stuff, because I think they are more of a, like a sportive elements. So the emphasis is on the old person, which has been has been done very well by the use of bright color of his shawl, because it's the color that catch our eyes. It's the highlight spot of the wall painting. um, the balance has been created with use of the play by placement of darker and the brighter shade together to even the effect of both of them. So the balance has been creating with a very simple technique, but in a very appropriate manner. Illusion. as I, you must be listening to this and you must be thinking, I'm, indicating the shoal as a white, but it is not actually a white. The shoal color is, dull. The white shoal, the color white of shoal doesn't make sense because, the painting is all about the suffering of person, and the shoal is dirty, and the why it's appearing white is because of the reflection of light. And this is something, my interpretation behind this painting is, the person is sad, and but when we look from far away it appears to be a bright white color, or I say, more of a happy person. But when we observe, we reflect, this is just a reflection, the reality is something else. So the illusion is there. The eye movement, as I mentioned earlier, the emphasis on the person, the old man in the front. But after achieving emphasis, after focusing on the person, our eyes follows a certain direction. The curves of the shoal indicate to the face of a person, which is the motive of the whole painting, because the painting is all about the emotion. And I believe nothing can, depict the emotions of a human being than their face, and the face is the key element here. So the eye movement follows the crease of the shoal and um, reaches to the goal where we see the face of a person. And when we see a face, we realize that is the most detailed portion of the whole painting. All the other things do have a details, but they lack a certain integrity. So emotions have been very well detailed in the painting, uh, by bringing the detail on the face of an old man. There is dark circles, a very definite bone structure with chapped lips. So, and there is a wrinkles on forehead. So this tells a lot about, the person is tired, the person is not having a good time of his life. And that is what it's painting about. The paintings is based on the partition of the 1947, and it was a time when no one was, everyone was troubling through some stuff. And this is a very a beautiful portrayal of those emotions that one may could have suffered through, the face. Security, yeah. So in this whole painting, if one may observe from the far behind, it can be seen that only the face of the persons are visible. You know, the other parts like hands and legs are not, are not being showed. So this too tells that persons are trying to find security within. They are trying to protect themselves from something, the outer world, because the partition was the time of chaos. The women were being raped and people were being looted. So the only person you were able to trust and support was you only. So these paintings, uh, reflect that scene of time in such a very intriguing way. Uh, I have explained a lot about painting, but still there is a background story behind this painting. The painting is made by Satish Gujral, and he was the one of the person who experienced the partition in person. He also shifted from Lahore, and when we look at this painting now, it seems to make more sense because the painter has expressed his own experience in the painting. So, the power of painting and expression become much more stronger when it comes from life experiences. I read one note somewhere that, inspirations is for fool. The real inspiration comes from a personal life. So, the artist has portrayed his life in the painting, and which has, provided an extra magic in this painting. So that's a beautiful thing. To further study the painting more, I have recreated the painting, and I have taken the approach by replicating the strokes that's been used in the painting, because in my opinion these the technique that's been used play a major role than the colors, because the colors can still be avoided, the painting can still capture the same essence and emotions. So as I used the strokes with various um, decline. I replicated the strokes, and to show the difference between colors, I have used the intensity of darker colors to differentiate the elements of the painting. And in my observation, the painting is a very ocean-like. It is like a wave of it likes a wave of ocean. The painting is very smoothing, but it's so vast. The story behind is so vast, like an ocean, that it can't. It is unnoticed. It can't be unnoticed. So this is a beautiful painting, and I think we must appreciate art, and must respect the story behind the story of the painting, because that do tell us a lot about the social and economic condition of that time period and area. So thank you very much for joining me till the end, and I hope you like this presentation and will find it useful. Thank you very much.